Oh. I can't see anyone here. Usually, okay. Anything like that. Ram. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me okay? Hare Krishna. Please kindly respond if you are able to hear me, if the sound system is okay or not. Hare Krishna. Nobody is replying. I just wanted to know if the sound system is okay or not. Hare Krishna. Purushottam Prabhu, can you hear me? Jai Shri Ram. The sound is good. Thank you. Thank you, Purushottam Prabhu. Thank you. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Neelam Mataji. Thank you, Prabhu. Just waiting for a couple of more minutes and then we can start this session. Hare Krishna, Hale Mataji. So we'll sing a song. I'm pasting the link here. It's the famous song. Starts with Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram. So we'll sing that because it suits the occasion. So I'd like to read the translation first, and then we can sing this wonderful song. It's a small song. So translation: the Lord of the Raghus, the descendant of Raghu dynasty, King Ramchandra, the purifier of the fallen, glories to Sri Sri Sitaram. The beautiful deity forms are dark as a thunder cloud. Glories to the Ganga, Tulsi Devi, and Shalagram Shila. The auspicious Lord of the mountain, Sitaram. The once dear to the devotees, Sitaram. The beloved of the daughter of Janaka. All glories to Sitaram. All glories to the descendant of Raghu dynasty, Sitaram. Bolo Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai. So I hope everyone has got that link. So let's sing this Hare Krishna, Shankar Prabhu. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sita Ram Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram Patita Pavana Sitaram. Raghava Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Sundara Vigraha Megha Sham, Ganga Tulasi Shalagram. Sundara Vigraha Megha Sham, Ganga Tulasi Shalagram. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Bhadragirishwara Sitaram, Bhagata Jana Priya Sitaram. Bhadragirishwara Bhadragirishwara Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Janaki Ramana Sitaram, Jaya Jaya Raghava Sitaram. Ramana Sitaram, Jaya Jaya Raghava Sitaram. Janaki Ramana Sitaram, Jaya Jaya Raghava Sitaram. Raghupati Raghava Raja Ram, Patita Pavana Sitaram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Jaya Sita Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram, Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Jaya Sita Ram. Sita Ram Sita Ram Sita Ram Jaya Sita Ram. बोलो श्री रामचंद्र भगवान की, श्री सीताराम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की, शील प्रभुपाद की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे. So Hare Krishna everyone. Again, it's a bit of different experience. So I can't hear you, I can't see you. Of course, you can see me and hear me. So this is a different experience altogether. Welcome everyone. So thank you so much for joining today for this class of glorification of Sri Ramchandra Bhagavan. I hope you all had a wonderful day of Sri Ram Navami celebration today. So it is a difficult time for whole world now, and we would like to offer our sincere prayers to those devotees who got affected by this COVID-19 coronavirus and are suffering and are undergoing some problems. So we would like to offer our sincere prayers for them. So Prabhupada said clearly that when a devotee lives in this material world, one has to follow the physical rules, the rules set by the general government and etc. So I request all the devotees to completely follow the rules and regulations imposed by the government. Prabhupada said many times, just because you are a devotee, you can't go to forest and challenge a tiger. Because I'm a devotee, let's see if the tiger is going to jump and kill me. That is not the way a devotee acts. Devotees always they obey the physical laws. Wherever they are, they obey the laws of that particular place. So I request all the devotees to take full precautions and obey the laws imposed by the government. Um, so we are here to discuss something about Sri Ramchandra, as it is his appearance day today. We are very grateful to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Because of Srila Prabhupada, we are all here. And we developed some kind of attraction, a degree of attraction to this Ram Katha, to Bhagavad Katha, and attraction to the Lord and His devotees. If Srila Prabhupada was not here, was not there for us, we would not have discussed these things. We would not have developed attraction to these things at all. So hence, we offer our sincere prayers, and we are very, very grateful to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. So because of him, so we are here and able to discuss something. So, so this material world, all of us know that it's a place of miseries, and we can, clearly see this. We read in the Gita, we read in the Bhagavatam, the Vedic literature tell us that this place is a place of miseries. So sometimes when we read, we may not fully understand, but the current situation gives us an opportunity to understand the nature of this material world. So how should a devotee make use of this time? If you're not going to work, if you're just housebound, what's the best way? Devotee never wastes time. It is said that wasting time is considered to be a kind of sin. Because time is non-different from Krishna. Krishna says many times, time I am. So that time is Krishna. So wasting time means you are wasting Krishna, Krishna's energy. So a devotee never wastes time and rather uses every bit of time for Krishna. And if you're around, if you have a lot of time, what you can do is work on our sadhana. There is plenty of literature for us to read, plenty of Krishna Katha to hear, and focus on our sadhana and take time to reflect, see how we are progressing, where we are going. Yes, impose some rules. If there are no rules, then mind would trick us. I know some people, they get up at 12, 1, because there is no rule. If you don't have a rule that, I should do this thing tomorrow at this time, or I should finish these many chapters, I should hear these many lectures. If you don't have that imposition, it's very difficult. So I would say that we should impose. That's what I'm thinking. That I'm planning to impose some rules on me. That, by certain time, certain days, in certain days, I would hear these many chapters of Bhagavatam. So I would, that's what I would do. So let's use this time effectively in a positive way and become stronger. Become stronger. Can we do anything? Can we can we combat with COVID now? Yes, we follow all the rules that we can, but use the time very effectively in the positive way. So that's the way a devotee does. So we all know that Lord appears again and again. Krishna says in the Gita, famous verses from the 4th chapter, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttannam adharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham. So wherever there is a decline in the religion and increase in the religion, that time I will come. And next verse he says, Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavam yuge yuge. So to protect the saintly people, to annihilate, to punish the miscreants, and to re-establish the religious principles of dharma, I come again and again. Yes, it is said in the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are innumerable incarnations of the Lord. They for these purposes, the reason that we had just described. When Garga Muni was naming Krishna in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Garga Muni says that Krishna appears in different colors, blackish, or sometimes white, sometimes red, sometimes green also, sometimes yellow, Gauranga Mahaprabhu, like that. So he takes different colors and he appeared number of times. So can we count, if we can we count the number of waves in an ocean? So we can't. Just as the number of waves are in the ocean, those many incarnations of the Lord are there. And Lord Ramchandra, he appeared in the Treta Yuga around 2 million years ago. The main purpose of Lord Ramchandra is there are few things. The most important thing is Martya Shikshana. What does it mean? To set an ideal human being, to set an example of an ideal human being. That was to teach human beings what is right, what is wrong, how a human being should behave. So this is called Martya Shikshana, to teach humankind. And that is one of the principles. And other principles, we know that to perform some pleasing work to the demigods, because this Ravan, he was so puffed up that he got a boon from Lord Brahma, and in that boon he excluded the humans and monkeys. So he said that these small living entities, they'll not be able to do anything to me. So exclude these two things from the list. So that's why. So Lord Ramchandra appeared just to perform some pleasing activity for gods. And when the Lord comes, what does he do? He performs transcendental activities, and they acts like a medicine for our conditioned disease. It is called in Sanskrit, it is called Bhava Aushad. Please remember this, Bhava Aushad. Aushad means medicine, Bhava means material existence. What does this material existence means? It is repeated birth and death, repeated birth and death. That is called bhava. And we been in this material world from time immemorial. And we've been doing this birth and death, repeated birth and repeated death. This is called bhava or samsara. And what is the best medicine? Hearing Krishna Katha, hearing the glories of the Supreme Lord. Bhava Aushad. So it acts as a medicine for our conditioned life. Let me read a couple of verses which glorify hearing. So this is from the 12th canto, chapter 3, verse 15. The person who desires pure devotional service to the Lord Krishna should hear the narrations of Lord Uttama Shloka's glorious qualities. The constant chanting of destroys everything inauspicious. The devotee should engage in such listening in regular daily assemblies and should also continue his hearing throughout the day. And there is another verse from the 12th canto, from the same chapter, verse 46. If a person hears about, glorifies, meditates upon, worships, or simply offers great respect to the Supreme Lord, who is situated within the heart, the Lord will remove from his mind the contamination accumulated during many thousands of lifetimes. If one hears, glorifies, meditates, or worships, yeah, or simply just offer respects, what does Lord do? Situated in the heart, he will remove the contamination which has been accumulated for many thousands of years. Sukadeva Goswami, he says in the 10th canto, chapter 1, verse 4, a famous verse. I'll recite that. Nivruttatarshair upagiyamanat bhavaushaudaschotramano biramat kauttama gunanuvadat Human virajeta vina pashubhnat. Very famous here attentively. Glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is performed in the parampara system. That is, it is conveyed from the spiritual master to disciple. Such glorification is relished by those no longer interested in the false temporary glorification of this cosmic manifestation. Those who are not interested in the glorification of this temporary world will attracted to the glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And here the word comes. Descriptions of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. Descriptions of the Lord are the right medicine for the conditioned soul undergoing repeated birth and death. So this is called Bhava Aushad in Sanskrit. This is the right medicine. Therefore, who will cease hearing such glorification of the Lord except a butcher or one who is killing own self? A very powerful translation there. So it's very important to hear the glorification of the Supreme Lord. There's one verse that I wanted to read the translation. So this verse is from chapter 20 of the 10th canto, and this is verse 37. Very nice example. The fish swimming in the increasingly shallow water did not at all understand that the water was diminishing. The fish was swimming increasingly shallow water, and it didn't realize that the water was diminishing, just diminishing. Example is given, just as ignorant family men cannot see how much the time they have left to live is diminishing with every passing day. So, fish sometimes living in the water, it just enjoys. While enjoying in the water, it doesn't realize that day by day, as the winter disappears, spring and summer comes, the water is decreasing and it is going to dry up. It will not realize that. Once the water is dried up, then it is going to die. Similarly, so it's not realizing because it's just engrossed in the sense gratification. Similarly, an ignorant man in this material world doesn't realize actually how much time, the time left for me is decreasing. One day gone, another day gone. Every sunrise and sunset, we are getting one day closer to the death. Heavy statement, but it's true. So what we can do is that we can make best use of that time by practicing the devotional service. So those are some of the thoughts that I wanted to share in the beginning. And now, so I would like to discuss a particular verse from Srimad Bhagavatam. But before that, let's see. I've given the title for this class is Giving Pleasure to the Pleasure Giver. Rama literally means Ramayati iti Ramaha. That means he is the reservoir of the pleasure. In the Padma Puran, it is said, Ramante yoginanante satyananda chidatmane iti Rama pade nasau param brahma bhidiyate. The Supreme Lord is having unlimited, is reservoir of the pleasure. That's why he is known as Rama. He is termed as Rama. So that's the meaning of Rama. So he is the pleasure giver to everyone. So how can we give pleasure to the Supreme Lord? What makes him happy? He is giving pleasure to everyone. But there is a way that we can give pleasure to the pleasure giver. We will see at the end how that is possible. What is the best way to give pleasure to the pleasure giver? It is said in the Brahma Samhita, Ramadi Murtishu Kalani Yamena Tishtan Nanavatarama Karod Bhuvaneshu Kintu Krishna Swayam Sambhavat Paramapumanyo Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Rama, Narsimha, Vamana, so many incarnations. They come here, but Krishna Swayam Sambhavat. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's mentioned. They are equal in potency. Just like if there is a candle, you take another candle, you light it, and you can light thousands of candles from that one candle. And all these candles give same light and same heat. So similarly, all Vishnu Tattvas, although they come from Krishna, they are like same in potency wise. That's what Brahmaji explains in the Brahma Samhita. So let's take the verse from Canto 5, Chapter 19. I'm going to paste this link. Live streaming. So it's a Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, verse Chapter 19, verse 7. Canto 5, Chapter 19, verse 7. So I've pasted the link there. Let me do the prayers now before I forget. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naranchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet Nashta Prayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtuki. So the verse from the fifth canto. Najanmanunam mahato na saubhagam navanna buddhir na krutisto shahetu Tairyad Vishlushtan Apino Vanaukasach Chakara Sakye Batalakshmanagraja. Translation. One cannot establish a friendship with the Supreme Lord Ramchandra on the basis of material qualities, such as one's birth in an aristocratic family, one's personal beauty, one's eloquence, one's sharp intelligence, or one's superior race or nation. None of these qualifications is actually a prerequisite for friendship with Lord Ramchandra. Otherwise, how is it possible that although we uncivilized inhabitants of the forest have not taken noble births, although we have no physical beauty, and although we cannot speak like gentlemen, Lord Ramchandra has nevertheless accepted as friends? So this verse is spoken by Hanuman. There is a planet called Kimpurusha, and on that planet, Hanuman and his associates, they worship Lord Ramchandra. And this is the one of the prayers that Hanuman is offering to Lord Ramchandra. Mm. So let's read the purport. It is very beautiful. It's nice to get the mood of Prabhupada here. In a prayer to Krishna, expressing her feelings, Srimati Kunti Devi called him Akinchana Gochara. The prefix A means not, and Kinchana means something of this material world. One may be very proud of his prestigious position, material wealth, beauty, education, and so on. But although these are certainly good qualifications in material dealings, there is expected to become a devotee. And when he actually does, the qualities are properly utilized. Those who are puffed up by high birth, wealth, education, and personal beauty, Janmaishwarya Shruta Shrivil, unfortunately do not care for developing Krishna consciousness, nor does the Supreme Personality of Godhead care about all these material qualifications. The Supreme Lord is achieved by devotion. The Supreme Lord is achieved by devotion. Bhaktya mama bijanati. One's devotion and sincere desire to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead are the only qualifications. I repeat that. One's devotion and sincere desire to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead are the only qualifications. Rupa Goswami has also said that the price for achieving God's favor is simply one's sincere eagerness to have it. Laulyam ekam mulyam. In the Chaitanya Bhagavat, it is said, Kolavecha sevake radeka bhagya sima Brahma Shiva Kandayara Dekiya Mahima. Dane Jene Pandiye Krishna Nahi Pai. Kevala Bhaktira Vasha Chaitanya Gosani. Behold the great fortune of the devotee Kolavecha. Lord Brahma and Shiva shed tears upon seeing this his greatness. One cannot attain Lord Krishna by any amount of wealth, followers, learning. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is controlled only by pure devotion. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had a very sincere devotee whose name was Kolavecha Sridhara, and whose only business was to sell pots made up of the skin of banana trees. Whatever income he had, he used 50% for the worship of Mother Ganges, and with the other 50 percentage he provided for his necessities. On the whole, he was so very poor that he lived in a cottage that had a broken roof with many holes in it. He could not afford brass utensils, and therefore he drank water from an iron pot. Nevertheless, he was a great devotee of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is a typical example of how a poor man with no material possessions can become a most exalted devotee of the Lord. The conclusion is that one cannot attain shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna or Sri Chaitanya Goswami through the material opulence. That shelter is attainable only by pure devotional service. I repeat the last sentence, which is very important. The conclusion is that one cannot attain shelter at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna or Sri Chaitanya Goswami through the material opulence. That shelter is attainable only by pure devotional service. So, still devotees are there. This is a verse that I've chosen to discuss a little bit today. Very famous verse. So, as I mentioned, this verse was spoken by Hanuman, very great devotee of Lord Ramchandra, great servant of Lord Ramchandra. Whenever we discuss Ram, there should be Hanuman, otherwise it's incomplete. So when a Lord is glorified, a devotee is pleased. When a devotee is glorified, Lord is pleased. So Hanuman is mentioning that he's saying that both in aristocratic family or personal beauty or one's eloquence, fine speech, or one's sharp intelligence, material intelligence, they can discover so many things. They can do so many things in the material world. One's sharp intelligence or one's race or superior nation. Sometimes we say, Brahmins are highest, people in the Western world are highest, or people in India, certain sect is highest. This is called superior race or nation, one's race or nation. None of these material qualifications are required to please. Na tosha hetu. They do not please Lord Ramchandra. Lord Ramchandra will not be pleased by these list of material qualities. If it was so, if had it been pleased by these material qualities, how we would have become his friends. He would not have become our friends, because simply what we are just like creatures living in a forest. We don't have personal beauty. We don't have all other material qualities that were listed. Yet Lord Ramchandra was happy with us, and became friend, Chakara Sakya. Sakya means became friend with us. So indirectly, he's telling these are not the qualifications. We don't have these qualifications, and he became our friend. Can you close the door? So if we see, what we do, the people in this world, not the devotees, but the people in general, the world, they look at your external qualification. How do you look? Are you beautiful? Or you have good wealth, fine speech. So those qualities, they look at and they make friendship with us. So there was a little story I wanted to mention. I just remembered. That's why I was just thinking. Once one person entered into a place where the aristocratic people were dining. So when this person, he wore simple clothes, simple dress, entered, and he was invited to the party as well. But he wore he just dressed up like a simple man as he was. So when he entered, then they were not even welcoming him. Nobody welcomed him. So he went out, and then he put a nice garments, very fine clothes, and then he was welcomed into it. And when he was offered food, and this man, he took some morsels of food and feeding it to the clothes like this. And then they were wondering, what are you doing? Are you crazy? So this person said, you did not welcome me. You welcomed only my external appearance. So that's why let me feed the garments. So so if you look at all these qualities, if we try to develop, do they last long? No. Do they last long? No. Beauty, when old age comes, beauty gone. Actually, when the death comes, everything gone. The people in general outside, they look at these qualifications to make friendship with external qualities. There is another little Niti, a poem from Niti Shastra. It said that whenever there is pond, when there is a pond in the field, it becomes full, then all of a sudden you would see thousands of frogs coming into it. Otherwise you wouldn't see frogs around that field. I've seen personally this experience. But as soon as the pond fills, they come in. So this poet says that the materialistic people, so when we have wealth, when we are strong, when we are powerful materially, they come automatically. They come, they become friends with you. And if and the same person, and when you become powerless, the same people become your enemy. And this poet gives another example, that when there is a forest fire, wind helps the fire in spreading the fire in the forest. Forest fire is very powerful. So the wind helps the fire to spread in the forest. And the same fire, in the form of a little lamp, and what does wind do? It will extinguish. This is how people's nature in this world. So they look at simply external qualities in a man. But all these external qualities will disappear when we die, and these are temporary. These are temporary. But devotion to the Lord, it comes birth after birth after birth after birth after birth. It will never perish. We know the famous verse from Gita, Neha Vikramana Shosti Pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapyasya dharmasya Trayate mahato bhayat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution. Every little endeavor that you do will protect us from greatest type of fear. And Prabhupada gives in that purport, if you do 10% of devotion in this life, and if you are unable to complete the remaining 90% of the devotion, what would happen is simply in the next life, you would start your devotion from 11%. You will be born in such a, you will take birth in a such a in a such a circumstance. And you are naturally attracted to the devotion. Nobody needs to tell you. So whatever we do in the bhakti will never perish. It will stay with us. But all the material qualities, they will perish. So those are not the qualification that pleases the Lord. And simple devotion and sincere devotion that pleases the Supreme Lord. And in the purport, Prabhupada gives the example of Kolavecha Sridhar. We know that is from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he was a very poor person, and he was selling the products made, products of banana products, banana leaf, banana bark, banana fruits, like that. And so he was living like that, simple life. And he was like practically drinking the water from an iron pot, and there were several holes in the hut, in the roof. So he was living in a poverty-stricken condition. Yet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go and spend time, at least 3 hours, 4 hours, justly simply bargaining, bananas, reduce the price of bananas, like that. Good few hours he used to just simply argue. That way he was giving his time, personal association to Kolavecha Sridhar. And in that verse, even Lord Brahma and Shiva, they get bewildered. They think, how great, how lucky this Kolavecha Sridhar is. Such a great person that Lord is going and spending time, few hours with him. So his greatness was not able to estimated by Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. So Lord is like that. He doesn't see these external qualities. And Lord sees our character, our sincerity, our intention. This is what Lord sees. That's the big difference for a man, materialistic man, and for the Lord. He doesn't care these external qualifications. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mam yi partha vyapashritya ye apisyo papayo nayaha striyo vaishyas tata shudra te apiyanti param gatim. Krishna says to Arjun, oh Arjun, yes, whether they are from Brahman class or other classes, whether they are from Vaishya, Shudra, or labor class, or women, whoever, men, I don't mind. If they take shelter of me, they will come to me. That's it. Krishna is not telling that only certain people, that I'm accessible to only certain people. No, anybody can access Krishna as long as they take shelter in the proper bona fide sampradaya, bona fide disciplic succession. That is the key. And here Hanuman also mentioned that, oh my Lord, you don't see all these qualifications. Otherwise, we would not, you would not have made friendship with us. You would not have accepted us. We are mere monkeys. So, and let's see, other examples from Ramayana where Lord has demonstrated this principle, that not seeing the external, but only the character and the devotion, and accepting them irrespective of their material status. And the examples, we all know several examples are there. Example of Shabari. Shabari was from a tribal caste, and she was a woman, old woman, no personal beauty, she's not from aristocratic family. She doesn't have fine speech. So But yet, what did she do? She just followed the order of her guru. Guru said, one day you will have darshan of Ram, and he didn't tell when it was. So she just obeyed the order of Guru. Matanga Muni. Matanga Muni, Guru left, and all other god brothers and god sisters, they left. She was on her own. Huh? So, following the order of spiritual master and having that patience and endeavorance, that is the principle that we can learn from Shabari. And she got the darshan of Lord Ramchandra, and she was delivered by Lord Ramchandra. For us also, Srila Prabhupada said that simple, very simple. Krishna conscious is simple for simple and complicated for the complicated. Follow the four regulative principles. Chant 16 rounds. Sincerely chant 16 rounds. Do service according to your level and your propensity. Be sincere in your endeavor and devotion. That's it. I do the rest of the job. Prabhupada said, my Guru Maharaj had the key for the front door of Krishna's house, but I've got the, key for back door. That's what Prabhupada said. So that's the principle from Shabari. And so Jatayu, we all know. Jatayu was a vulture. It was a bird. What to speak of all these, like, vulture talking about beauty, fine speech, and aristocratic family, and sharp intelligence, all these things. But he, what is the point? Selflessly served Lord Ramchandra. He did his best to fight Ravan, and he got injured. That integrity was the principle that we can learn from Jatayu. Lord Ramchandra accepted Jatayu, though he was a bird, he was a vulture, and he performed his final rites. So that's the principle from Jatayu. And look at Vibhishan. Vibhishan, by birth, he was born in a demonic family, brother of Ravan. And so what he did, he left his brother and took the side of Ramchandra. See the principle here. Kumbhakarna, the other brother of Ravan, he said, Ravan, you are my elder brother. You are wrong. But, the duty of younger brother is to support the elder brother. I know you are wrong. So that's why I support you. Vibhishan, he said, no, you're wrong. I can't support. Even though you are my brother, I will not be able to support. So that the following the path of virtue, even when it is difficult to follow the path of virtue. Even Lord Ram demonstrated that principle of following virtue, following dharma, when it is difficult to follow. And Vibhishan did the same. This is called surrender and sarva dharman parityarja. He had given up, though Ravan was his brother, so he had given up that. So that principle of following on the path of virtue, even when it is difficult to do so. And he was completely embraced, accepted by Lord Ramchandra. And so any other, we got Guha, King Guha. Again, he was a tribal king, and with a simple heart, he welcomed Lord Ramchandra, and he said, my lord, this kingdom is yours. Your father asked you to go to forest, but you can come and rule this place. We will all serve you. Whatever I have is yours. That was the mood of Guha. He was tribal king, and Lord Ramchandra embraced him. Valmiki Ramayana says he did not see that his external condition, and he just embraced. And we have an example of that boatman who helped Ramchandra to cross the river. He was accepted by the Lord. And the other examples or Lakshman and Bharat. Although they have all these external qualifications, yet they also demonstrated the principle of devotion and selflessness. Uh, so that's why they were accepted. These principles, um, you may have. There are several kings. We have King Parikshit. He was very aristocratic. He had all these great material qualifications. And King Prataparudra. There were several kings. Ambarish Maharaj was a king. uh, so although they had these qualifications, in addition to these material qualifications, they also had the surrender, principle of bhakti, principle of that sincerity, selfless service to the Supreme Lord. That is the main principle. Mm. Lakshman, so he served the Lord for 14 years selflessly. Mm. Um, that was the only thing, isn't it? He didn't do anything. Selfless surrenderance, service to the Supreme Lord. Mm. Um, and Bharat is another great example. Bharat was like suspected by Lakshman when he was coming to Chitrakoot with his army. Uh, so Bharat, what did Bharat do? He said, "I don't need the kingdom. You take it. The army is yours. Everything is yours. You come back, my Lord Ramchandra." But Ramchandra said, "No, you must rule for 14 years." Hmm. And so, what did Bharat do? He obeyed the order of Lord Ramchandra, and he ruled on behalf of Lord Rama. Huh? So he know who's the proprietor is. Proprietor is Lord Rama, and I'm the caretaker. I am ruling everything. I am ruling the kingdom on behalf of Lord Ramchandra. So we are proprietors. We are not, sorry, we are caretakers. We are not proprietors. Lord Rama is proprietor, and we are simply caretakers. So that was the principle that was demonstrated by Bharat. Mm. Mm. So in Ramayana, we will get so many examples of this. Mm. So many valuables we can learn. Values, not the valuables. People are interested in valuables, but we can take so many values from the book of Ramayana. Mm. Uh, so I'll tell one story before we finish. This story was narrated by Mother Sita to Hanuman after the war was ended. Um, Ramchandra asked Hanuman to go and get Sita. Mm. So Sita was in Lanka. Hanuman went to get her to Ramchandra. So when Hanuman went, there were so many demonesses. They were surrounding Sita Devi. And Hanuman said, "Mother, can I kill all these she demons? They tortured you so much. Let me just finish them off." Mother Sita said, "Don't do that, and I will tell a story." And Sita Mataji narrated this wonderful story that once there was a hunter in the forest, and he was being chased by a tiger. And because he was being chased by a tiger, he ran and just climbed a tree, big tree. And upon climbing a tree, he noticed there was a bear on top of the tree who was taking rest. And the tiger came, and he did not climb. So it was just at the root of the tree. So tiger said to the bear, "You and me, we belong to same community, animals. Hunter is our enemy, common enemy. So push him down, and then that's it. I'll eat him for breakfast." So bear said, "No, he has taken my shelter. I will not be able to push him down. That is not my dharma. Uh, One who has come to take shelter, so we should give shelter, but we will not be able to kill or do any harm." So my dharma is to protect him. So he took my shelter. Saying that, the bear went to sleep. And then tiger now provoked the hunter. He said, I don't do anything to you. The bear is sleeping. Why don't you push him down? I'll spare you. And the hunter, he tried to push the bear. He pushed the bear actually. Bear somehow or other about to fall down, and it just held one branch, and somehow or other managed to come back to its own position and stabilized. Now the tiger changed again. So bear, why don't you push this hunter down? Because he was trying to push you down when you were sleeping. You know what the bear said? No, I don't push him down. Hmm? So the great people, they don't see the mistakes of others. They forgive. That's what a person does when he follows the path of virtue. And I want to do the same. Hmm. So this was the story narrated by Mother Sita to Hanuman. So just to sum up, I'll read just a little bit Prabhupada what he said, because it will fulfill the title, today's title. So let me read this. The inhabitants of Kimpur are fortunate because they worship Lord Ramchandra with his faithful servant Hanuman. Lord Ramchandra exemplifies an incarnation of Godhead who descends for the mission of Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinashaya cha Dushkritam, protecting the devotees and destroying the miscreants. Lord Ramchandra exhibits actual purpose of an incarnation of the Supreme Godhead, and the devotees take opportunity to offer loving devotional service unto him. One should surrender fully to the Lord, forgetting one's so-called material happiness, opulence, and education, which are not at all useful for pleasing the Lord. The Lord is pleased only by the process of surrender unto him. So how do we please? The Lord is pleased only by the process of surrender unto him. So that is the principle. Having human form of life is very rare. It is said extremely rare. Although it is going to fall down at some point, we don't know when that is, but we can make best use of this bad bargain. And so we can all reflect and see what we can do to achieve that perfection. We can see that now we can experience this misery of coronavirus, and if we come back again, we have to undergo the same problem: birth, death, old age, disease, so many other external problems. um, it's always anxious. People are very much anxious what's going to happen. uh, there is fear, there is anxiety. Our money, all our material qualification will not uh, free us from this anxiety. Now take the example of coronavirus. Is anyone free from anxiety? No, no one is freed from anxiety. So all our material qualifications will not save us from this misery, having undergoing this misery. The best way is to go back to Godhead, and then there is no more material birth. That is the main thing. Krishna says in the Gita, Parastarasmat bhavonya avyakto avyaktat sanatana ya yasa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyastu na vinashyati. There is another world. That world is not destroyed or annihilated, even when this world is being disturbed and destroyed. That world stays as it is, and that place is mine. Having gone, devotees will never come back to this miserable material world. Uh, so I'll stop there. Thank you very much for your time. So if anybody has got any questions or comments, please do so. Hare Krishna. I'll just wait a couple of minutes. Thank you, Katie Mataji. Just wait one or few more minutes before I close this down. Krishnamurti, Hare Krishna Prabhu. So Hare Krishna, Bolo Shri Ram Chandra Bhagavan ki Jai, Sri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki Jai, Itai Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo.